what's happening, people? It's Brett here from Bad Intentions Boxing. I've got Maxi Hughes with me, WBC International Lightweight Champion. Absolutely fantastic and a pleasure to have you with us, Maxi. How are you doing?
Very well, thanks. Happy to be on. Thanks for having me.
Join us at this lovely time of the evening.
Yes, when the kids are in bed and the dust.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's definitely quite late. How are you keeping in yourself at the moment, and how are you finding training with everything that's going on?
That's the only thing that's keeping me sane and keeping some normality. Like as I was saying, I'm still at work, so I've still got that routine of getting up early, out the house, do my day at work, get to come home, have my tea, put Young to bed, and then go training. So that's keeping everything normal and keeping everything ticking over nicely and relieving stress and progressing in my career and practicing. So yeah, it's all going well. Other than not seeing my mum and my mum seeing Young and things like that. Other than that, everything's sort of normalish for us anyway.
Family importance. I would say it must be a different transition from you coming off the back of the end of a fantastic 2020 that you had. You know, beating the likes of John Ocarroll. You went over in Dubai. I think you had a fantastic result against Kochichov. Please don't correct me if that's
that's why I'm not very good. I just call him Victor. You can't get that one wrong, Victor.
But, you know, there was two real outstanding performances there and absolutely fantastic. And it seemed to be, and I mentioned to you before we come on air, actually, that there was a period of your time where your career seemed to be sort of doing this. You'd win, then you'd lose, you'd win, then you lose. And now you seem to be on this trajectory where you're really going up. Has there been a transition or something that's happened in between that?
I think it could be just a mix of all sorts. Maybe it's in 30, and people say once you get to the age you start hitting your peak. It could be that. It could be that I'm mentally feeling better upstairs than I've ever felt, confidence wise. My training camp, being happy in training, really enjoying training and got the balance right with training and work and family. So I put it down. I put it down to a mix of all of them things combined, and we're getting the results. And yeah, so I put it down to all of them really. Yeah.
It's a stark contrast, I think, when we go back to 2018, as I mentioned to you previously, you know, a fateful night at Leicester City Football Ground where you lost to Sam Bowen. And I'd seen some interviews that you'd done after, and it looked like that loss really took something out of you that night.
It did, definitely. I really thought I could win that fight, and I thought I could win, and it just didn't go to plan at all. And it were a tough pill to swallow. That, like, I've never been like Sam Bowen's head shots weren't really bothering me. I could take them, and I wasn't worried about getting knocked out. Then it was just maybe it were a mix of being a bit drained at the weight, but it was an opportunity that I couldn't turn down for the money and fight for British. But it were the body shots what just was sickening, and over the, I think it was 8 or 9 rounds that we did, it just absolutely zapped me. And then in end, it was my eye which swollen shut, which the doctor called the fight off. But yeah, it were real tough time, and I was just down and really fell out of love with boxing then. And then I had other things going off. My missus were pregnant with our young'un. Yeah, and I think I was just a bit burnt out by boxing. Just sort of I think I did end up having about 5 or 6 months out. And I think that just what I needed, maybe just some time away and to get that love back for it. So yeah, once I've been back, I have had the loss to Walsh, but it didn't affect me nowhere. Didn't affect me anything like the Bowen loss affected me. So, and then as now, as you say, this recent form of last year, we're going up and up, and I feel more confident, fitter mentally than ever. So yeah, we're just looking forward to seeing what's next.
I mean, going back to that night when you fought John Ocarroll, I would think in every single bookmaker that I'd seen and anybody that I'd spoken to had definitely had John Ocarroll as a wide favourite. It was.
Oh yeah, I think most books were 12 to 1.
Yes, yeah, I think it was.
One of the lads, I don't know what sort it was, but he managed to get 24-1. Don't know who it was, but I felt a bit gutted that he only put a tenner on me. But chuffing hell, he should have put more than that. So we're definitely winning that fight.
But, and I think that confidence that you can see there, you know, it is something definitely, as to say, moving from 2018 on to 2020 with that transition that you've had and where you are now, to then go on and then go out to Dubai and put on that fantastic display that you did that night. It was something that, again, I don't think many people were expecting. And it seems to be that at the moment, you're finding your feet as to exactly where you are, where you're comfortable with, and everything that you're achieving at the moment. And to win in the last two ways that you have done in emphatic fashion is, you know, tells a story on its own.
Yeah, maybe it is just like the peak coming in, the confidence, being backed by MTK. Everything's just like coming to plan. It's just, I just feel like it's a few years too late. Been at the professionals 10 years now, so. But like you say, maybe it's just the right timing, and I do believe I'm a young 30, so I still think there's plenty more good years left in me. Some good fights, some big wins. So yeah, looking forward to progressing.
At 30 years of age, you're definitely coming into your prime, and that's not to say that you're coming towards the end of your career, but actually this is possibly where all of the boxes and the ticks are starting to come together.
That's it, yeah. And you know, some people say it as like, oh, you know, you're a bit old for boxing now, but everybody hits the peak at different times, don't they? Like you've got in the lightweight division, you've got that Teofimo Lopez, Tank Davis, Garcia, and Haney. They're all young lads. They're either exceptional talents, or well, they are exceptional talents, but maybe they've got that peak physicality earlier. I'd say when I was their age, I would know. Well, I wasn't, and nowhere near ready for them type of fights. It's only took me to get to 30 to think I am ready for them fights now, and that sort of level of boxing. But everybody's different, aren't they? And you know, some fight like even Bernard Hopkins, I think it was 52, wasn't it? He was still world champion or something like that. So it just shows you everybody's different. And right now, it seems that I am hitting the peak physically and mentally. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I've got no plans to retire. While I'm still feeling this good and performing, and yeah, I will definitely be carrying on.
So within this peak, you know, that we seem to be saying, and I think everybody's suggesting you're hitting in your career, what's next for Maxi Hughes? Where do we go from here?
We're just waiting. We had a fight fall through. MTK tried to match me and Terry Flanagan for April, but unfortunately, Terry's not having I think he's got a few issues going on, so he's not quite ready to make that date, or when he'll be next out, I don't know. Hopefully everything's all right on his side, but yeah, we're just I'm looking at the bigger names. Ideally, like WBC rankings have just come out for this year, January, and they've got me in at number 15. So for me, I would tell MTK, say anyone who's above me, get contacting them and see who's going to accept the fight with me, because obviously I'm looking above me, and I want to get up into top 10 and start closing in on top 5 and being up there in the rankings. So that's what my goals are, and whoever's going to get me there quickest, or whoever above me is willing to fight, then let's get it on.
Is there any danger as to where we're at of this train that seems to be rolling in the right direction, that if things continue to stall and continue to happen, that this is going to have an effect on your career moving forward?
I don't think so. I think because I'm still mentally focused, and I'm not getting overly frustrated with it. It's not affecting how I'm training, or you know, my state of mind. I'm still focused. I know it's going to come. I've proved myself, so I know it is going to come. It's just a matter of time. And hopefully MTK, I know it's been a bit tough beginning of the year with the British board banning boxing for this period of time. But once it gets moving, I know they'd already had a load of fights scheduled for January, February. They've been pushed back, so they're sort of rescheduling like in a month's time. So once it gets moving, and as long as I keep training, keep my mind on it, keep pestering MTK, then surely they should just get me on and get some good fights made.
Well, we're, as I said to you afterward, we're due a conversation with Lee Eaton after this conversation's finished. So I'll make sure that I push to him and I'll plug and say, Max.
Yeah, make sure you mention that Maxi's ready and waiting. Yeah.
Max is absolutely desperate for a fight. So anyone out of that top 15 you're targeting, is there anyone's name in particular that stood out as somebody you thought, you know what, I'd potentially like to be matched with that guy?
Obviously, he's still quite a few leagues probably above me, but I'd love to try fight with Lomachenko. Because I watch some of the stuff he does and I try and do it in gym, his footwork, his angles. So I'd love to go in ring with him and try that out. So if Loma's watching this, then if you want to shout at WBC, Loma, WBC International, then give MTK a ring.
Do you know what? I'll be shocked if Lomachenko's watching this. I'll definitely be glad.
Yeah. Let's just put it down. He's not watching because it's too much of a time difference in Ukraine.
Yeah, you'll say that. I'll happily take that.
I reckon as soon as he gets up, he'll be watching it.
But no, it's absolutely brilliant to hear, you know, somebody who sounds so level-headed, down to earth, that actually you're mapping out your career as you want to go and how you want to get there. And I think it's even more interesting for the fact to see where you've come from, and you spoke about issues around mental health, etc., and things like that, and to where we are now. So it's a fantastic achievement to be coming into 2021 on such a high, and looking forward, and as we say, mentioning the likes of people like Vasily Lomachenko.
Yeah. You never know, do you? Stranger things have happened, haven't they?
No, definitely. Nothing's ever crossed off in boxing completely. So you never know. It's been absolutely brilliant talking to you, Maxi. Before we finish, we have something, as we say, which is called we do 3 quick fire questions. To be honest, they're about absolutely nothing, but are you prepared to take part?
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, let's go for it. Bacon or sausage?
Oh, bacon. Well done.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Cheese and onion or salt and vinegar?
Cheese and onion, without a doubt.
Maxi Hughes, you've been absolutely brilliant this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on with us.
Could I just say, I'd like to thank Darren at DNEL events for him sponsoring me for the last couple of years. And we maybe could put it down to Darren that he bought me my fight-winning meal, the last meal I had before I boxed Victor. He proper looked after me. We went to the Armani Caf in Dubai, and he got me. What he got me? He got me some veal. I know Darren loves his veal, so he says, "I'll trust me." He says, "This veal is the best meal." So he fed me up well in the Armani Caf. That was the last meal I had before boxing Victor, and then we went out and put on that performance. So could maybe say it were down to Darren for getting me that special meal at Armani Caf, which got me that win. But yeah, I'd like to thank Darren for sponsoring me and supporting me for the last couple of years.
That's absolutely fantastic to hear. I'm sure Darren will be pleased to hear that, as will DNEL Events and Solutions. Maxi, again, it's been a privilege to have you on. Absolutely fantastic to see. Folks, don't take your eyes off this man. He's absolutely flying into 2021. I'm Brett Redman. This is Bad Intentions Boxing. Thank you.